Hey guys, it's Tinker Taylor, and today we are doing a at-home daycare. The person I've made up in my mind to run this daycare is named Linda, and she is just just a woman who doesn't really want to have kids herself, but loves taking care of them and looking after them. So she thought, you know what, I'll run a daycare. And she has maybe like 5 or 6 kids that she looks after. Uh, Not too many because she obviously doesn't want to get overwhelmed, but just enough to, she needs to be able to afford living in the house she's living in and be able to go have fun and do whatever she needs outside of her job. So, yeah, she takes care of probably no more than like 6 kids. And yeah, she also lives here, so she doesn't have to go very far for work. Um, the In my mind, she has bought this house and then renovated it so that she could put um this little daycare in it. And normally that part that's the daycare, that would be like the kitchen or the dining room and the lounge room and all that sort of stuff, but she's kind of condensed all of her stuff down because she doesn't need a lot of stuff. And yeah, just has it for the daycare pretty much. Um it has just one bedroom, but it has 3 bathrooms. So there's one big proper bathroom that is in the house section for her, and then there are 2 smaller bathrooms, like they're just toilets with sinks for the daycare bit. And there's a mini kitchen for the kids, so that, oh, it's not for the kids, but it's for the daycare, so she can go in and prepare food for them and feed them, which is always nice. I stepped off my fan on. I hope you guys couldn't hear that in the background. So first off, I go through and I do the daycare bit. I don't know why that took me so long to think about. So I do the daycare bit first here, and then I go off and do her house. So yeah, definitely let me know, guys, down below in the comments if you like this, and what you'd do differently. Because I'm always open to hearing other people's opinions, and I try out things that I don't necessarily like. Try and, I don't know, just be a bit different. So I've never used that kid's flooring before. I've never used the dinosaur wallpaper, and obviously being a childcare daycare type center, it's gonna have that sort of stuff in it. But even to the simple thing of, like, at some point upstairs I put some floorboards, and I actually angle a little portion of it a different way because I didn't like the way it was facing. It was right above the stairs, so I've turned it the other way above the stairs, but the rest of the room, the floorboards run the other way. And you can see that, and it does kind of upset me and frustrate me, but I'm trying to just, like, you know what, it can change, it'll be fine, it doesn't have to be perfect. There can be things that are not the way you want them to be, so yeah, I thought I'd just mess around with that sort of stuff. And there are a lot of plants in this build, for someone who runs a daycare, but most of them are within the house or in that little entryway. I don't think I put any in the backyard bit or the the actual daycare indoor room. I just didn't feel having a lot of kids running around and things like that. They probably might knock it over or run into it and something like that. But I didn't want to put anything too hard down. I spend forever and a day doing these cupboards, and honestly, it got to the point where I thought I was gonna cry. because I wanted it to be on this, like, on the center of the tile, but the little blocks at the bottom, they aren't centered. They sit off center, and it just, it took me forever to try and get what I wanted to do to happen, and it didn't even work, so I had to do it the way that it was forcing me to do it. So yeah, but I normally would use the square shape, but because I thought there's lots of kids around, if they fall and trip, I don't want them to go headfirst into a cupboard like that. So yeah, I ended up actually just using these ones because they worked the way I wanted them to. And these are kind of like the little cubbies where the kid will bring a backpack with, you know, if they bring toys or food or anything like that, or like a jacket or something like that, they will have this little cupboard to use. And the boxes that are in the top of the cubby, which I believe I moved down a level. Yeah, I moved down. I imagine these are like, you know, if the kids have done painting or arts and craft or anything like that, that's a safe space they can keep them. So when their parents come pick them up, anything that they want to take home with them from the daycare is in that box. And each kid has their own box so that, you know, all the artwork and doesn't get all mixed up and the wrong kid takes the wrong thing home. So yeah, and then it's like I said before, it's pretty small. There's only maybe 6 kids she takes care of, and they're all probably toddler and older. I don't think she would have any babies because she doesn't really have like a crib or anything or a changing station that you would need for a baby. So I'm imagining these are kids who are about to go to primary school, but are not quite old enough yet. Or maybe this is also like an after school thing that she does. But yeah, it's just a small little business that she runs out the back of her home. And, you know, they have outside time, inside time. There's no place for them to nap, but I imagine the little pillow thingies that I've placed down on the ground, if they really need a nap, they can just lay down on them and go to sleep. Or maybe she's got, like the cots stacked up somewhere else. But yeah, I quite enjoyed doing this. It's something different. I mean, I haven't exactly ever done a childcare before, but I thought just doing a home childcare would be a little bit more different to what like people would normally do a childcare or a home, but I haven't seen many home childcares. Um, yeah, it was just a random out of the blue idea that I had, and then I'm actually kind of in love with it. So I had lots of fun messing around with it and trying new things. Like I've never done that skylight type thing before. I know it's a dance floor, but look, we're using it as a skylight here. So that's all that matters to me. I was gonna try and put a shower in this bathroom, but I couldn't make it work the way I wanted to, so no shower. This is just a bath. But your Sims can still get cleaned, and yeah, that's whatever. Yeah, that like it's a pretty simple build. It did take me about 2 hours to do, but I don't feel like I overwhelmed any particular area. I didn't put too much in areas or not enough in areas. Like I feel like I've done a healthy amount of decorating. Some people might say, "Oh, you've done a bit too much or you haven't done enough," but I enjoyed it. And I know it doesn't have that lived-in look, but Linda, the daycare lady, likes a very clean and tidy house. Doesn't like a lot of junk running around, like all around the house, so she likes it very clean. She likes a very simple lifestyle where she doesn't have to constantly be putting things away and messing them up and all that sort of nonsense. She's got enough, like she's already spending enough time cleaning up after the kids, after they leave. So she doesn't need that to also come into her house. That's kind of how Linda is in my mind. So I did try and personalize it a little bit. So rather than just having, the desk and the computer and that's it, I do put some plants and things on it and around it and just personalize it a little bit. But like I said, she's very, very clean, very organized, very tidy lady. And doesn't like to have all that nonsense around. So yeah, that's pretty much why. I wouldn't say the house is empty, but it's not overflowing with all this stuff that she owns. Because she's mainly here to take care of the kids. That's who she loves. That's who she's there for, and that's what makes her happy. So if that makes her happy, go Linda. I was debating whether or not I should put a washing machine in, but I thought if you've got a lot of kids, you've probably got like paint smocks, and if you do have the beds and the cots, and might be like blankets that you have to clean and all that sort of nonsense. And obviously people have to clean their clothes too, but in The Sims, if you don't have the washing machine, it doesn't matter, but if you do, then that's where the issue comes in. So yeah, I just thought probably more practical if she does. I didn't put a dishwasher in the kitchen for the daycare, but I did put one in her kitchen. So worst comes to worst, at the end of the day, she can bring the stuff in, put it in the washing machine in the morning, take it out, put it back in the kitchen, and set up for the day. Because there wasn't a lot of room in there. I didn't want to like overfill it, and I didn't put a stove or anything in there either. So it's just the fridge, a fruit bowl, and a sink, and some shelving, like some countertops with shelves underneath. And yeah, like if she wants to cook or bake for them or anything like that, she can do that in her kitchen and I guess put it in the fridge. I probably should put a microwave or something like that in there so that she could, if she needed to reheat food, she could. But I didn't want to take up too much space in that kitchen. So yeah, that's Linda for you. Not a real person, but in my mind, in my heart, she's real. And yeah, she is a wonderful daycare lady, so gotta love Linda. And holy dooly, the amount of plants I end up putting in. I just keep going around and adding more and more plants around until like there's nothing left to do. What makes her happy? They're her children. She doesn't need anyone else. She just needs her plants and the kids that she takes care of. And that's what makes her happy. So yeah, it is fairly simple. This part of the this part of the build, I do put a little more detail in the bedroom. A lot more plants in here on the walls and stuff like that. But I didn't want to just keep putting paintings up. I wanted to put actual plants up because she's obsessed with plants, and I just thought it would make the room look a whole lot nicer. And that little wall hanging with the little plants in it, I absolutely love it. I wish I could have it in real life. That it's just, oh, it's so beautiful. And I do want to have a lot of plants in the future, but in my current position, can't really have that many. And the one plant I did have, I accidentally killed. I accidentally ripped the root out. Long story. It's not really a long story, but I just feel so bad that I accidentally killed my spring onion, ripping the root out. So I'm gonna go buy more spring onion and hopefully I can keep that spring onion alive without ripping its root out, because that, oh, I honestly wanted to cry. It was that sad for me. Because I'd kept it alive for maybe 6 months or more. And in 3 seconds, I messed it all up. So, yeah, I'm gonna go get some more spring onion because I use it quite a lot. And I grew quite attached to it. I actually, yeah. Anyway, enough about me killing my spring onion by accident. I kept the front yard, apologies, the front yard pretty simple as well. Doesn't want to have time for a lot of gardening and worrying about nonsense, and she probably hires someone to clean up the hedges for her, just because, you know, she doesn't have time for that. She's busy taking care of the kids, who she absolutely loves. I almost forgot to put bins in, but I did just go around putting them in, so doing much better with remembering all the necessary things. And yeah, this is pretty much the build. So yeah, like I said before, let me know in the comments down below what you think of it and how, like, what you would do differently for it. And I will definitely get back to them and hopefully take them into, pardon me, future builds, because I love listening to feedback that people have and the things they do like and they don't like that I've done, and trying new things and trying to get outside my comfort zone. So yeah, like I said, let me know down below thoughts, feelings, opinions, and I'll definitely include them in future builds. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, because that'd mean the world to me. I enjoy doing this so much, and it's my way of relaxing, and it brings me joy to know that it brings other people joy, and it helps other people relax. So yeah, make sure you do that. And yeah, hopefully in the next couple of videos you guys can start to see the things that you want to see implemented in the game. And even if it's just stuff that you want to see anybody do, I'm quite happy to do it, try it out. I like to challenge myself, so yeah, definitely comment down below. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!